The heated standoff between Elon Musk and President Trump may be cooling, and it seems the protests in Los Angeles are actually playing a part in all of this. Musk appeared to wholeheartedly support the Trump administration's stance on what they're doing in Los Angeles. He added American flags to a post from Vice President J.D. Vance about how the president will not tolerate rioting and violence. And then in response to a clip that shows Trump wishing Musk very well, the tech mogul posted, yes, a heart emoji.
A heart emoji. Oh. It was just last week that Musk was calling for President Trump to be impeached. Musk also dropped what he called the really big bomb, posting without evidence that Donald Trump's name appeared in documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, posts that over the weekend were deleted. Joining us now is CNN contributor Kara Swisher, host of On and Pivot podcasts. She has covered Elon Musk extensively. Kara, why do you think these two, or at least Musk, seems to be publicly softening his tone? Do you think there's more to that behind the scenes?
Sure is. His businesses are at risk and deep risk. Trump could do enormous damage to Tesla. It's already not just Tesla, but all his businesses, Starlink and others, AI. He's realized, after he had his incident, I guess, I don't know what it is, his bender, whatever you want to call it, he can't do this because Trump could cause him great pain, whether it's investigations or contracts or other things, especially as his own businesses are struggling. Even though Tesla shares went up, the fundamentals are really bad, and it recently got downgraded. Certain people have left the company, the people who are doing the robotics thing. He's got this launch of robo-taxis that probably is not going to be as big as promised. So he really needs to stay on Donald Trump's good side.
Yeah, and then Trump, Kara, was, of course, asked about Starlink yesterday, and, he just kept he played very nice about it. I do wonder, does this go both ways? I mean, is the Trump administration reliant on Starlink, and also the fact that, Elon Musk has markets with other countries, of course, as well? How does that play here?
Well, they are reliant. The U.S. government's quite reliant on not just Starlink, but the rocket stuff that they need to have to bring these satellites or to the International Space Station, et cetera. So he does have leverage here. It's not like it's just anybody leaving the White House. He's got money, he's got means and everything else. But the fact of the matter is, Trump wasn't too nice, if you noticed. He's like, when they asked about the drug issues, he's like, I don't know. He could have said, no, absolutely not. He said, I don't know. I don't think so. I wish him well. That's what you might say to an ex you don't are really interested in coming back. So that's why Musk has been so thirsty on Twitter, complimenting Donald Trump. It's somewhat comical to watch him do it, be so obsequious to Donald Trump. But he also believes those things too. So it's probably easy in that regard.
Well, soon after the falling out went public, I heard you say on CNN that you thought that Trump used Musk, and that there has to be some level of at least awareness within the Trump administration of what Musk is capable of it, because as you put it, he has money and means in the way that other folks that Trump, in your eyes, has used before.
Right.
What do you think Musk might do?
He could do a lot of things. I mean, he definitely is the only choice when it comes to rockets right now. Of course, the Trump administration has been pushing for other competitors, which is probably smart in any case, whether it's Elon Musk or anybody else. He has money. He could start making trouble. He could, he may have another incident, like especially over tariffs. He's very anti-tariff. I don't know if he can hold it in on the deficit stuff if this bill passes. He could quietly call senators. He could do all kinds of manner of things. So they've got to keep him sort of at least in a box. And somewhat happy, I guess. And he certainly has to keep, this is sort of mutually assured destruction. In this case, Donald Trump definitely has the upper hand, but Musk is not without his power. And so he's trying to wedge his way back in there. I don't think he's going to get back in, largely that Epstein thing, even if he took it down, everybody saw it. And then saying that Trump owed his presidency to Musk, that's probably a no-no with Donald Trump. So I think they'll keep him close, but not, they'll keep him close. I don't think he's an enemy, but he's certainly not the friend he was.
Since this friendship really intensified, you've been saying, just wait. You've been saying that all along, Kara. And I wonder how you think history is going to be looking at this episode and this friendship.
Well, it's very unprecedented. The idea of the world's richest man staying at the Lincoln bedroom a lot and having an office at the White House. Crazy. It's incredible. I mean, like the big oligarchs of old would love to have that kind of access. That said, Musk made him a nuisance, made himself a nuisance. He alienated lots of cabinet members, including the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, and also Marco Rubio and others. And then I think ultimately behind the scenes, my guess would be Susie Wiles probably had a lot to do with this. I'm sure she was not a fan of his hijinks and the trouble that he could bring. But again, you have to keep him somewhat satisfied because he could mouth off on any number of things and cause problems for the Trump. I wonder what he'll do if the tariffs continue. He's really quite adamant anti-tariff, and even when he was inside the tent, he was calling Peter Navarro a moron on Twitter. I don't know if he can control himself on things like that, and I agree with him on that one.
Quickly, Kara, do you think he's serious about starting a third party?
I just think he just was trying to be a little threatening, I guess. I suspect the problem is Musk overestimates his political capital, right, compared to Trump. And Trump understands political capital. And when he lost in Wisconsin, it was a big tell, is that he didn't have any political money, wasn't enough. And he's certainly not charming, politically speaking. And so, Trump has a lot of political power, whether you like him or not. He does, and he understands that. And so in that regard, maybe he could start it, but I don't think Musk has a small constituency, politically speaking, and he certainly has fans, but he also has a lot of detractors. And so, I suspect he's probably just using that as a threat, possibly. Something. It's an empty threat, as far as I can tell.
Kara, always appreciate your point of view. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.